Hello, I'd like to introduce you to a range of products that is bringing back a craft that was done many years ago. Iris folding is originally done on the idea of the camera lens and the aperture, and it was done a number of years ago before we had metal dies. So what's really exciting about it coming back again is the fact that we have a whole series of metal dies that we can use to cut out the apertures. So Hunkydory have produced these metal dies. They range from a watering can, a butterfly, a hummingbird, and a simply floral, but it's anything but a simple flower. It's a beautiful design. And then the idea is that you layer up paper on the inside and it creates the shape of the inside of a camera lens. So as you open the camera lens, it has that aperture effect, and this is what we're achieving with the iris folding. So they have also produced this A6 pad of paper. However, there are a whole multitude of decorative papers that you can use. So we've got spots, flowers, sea life, any geometric shapes and designs that are for men. So any of these papers can be used for the iris folding, and you can come up with some very beautiful and decorative designs. So I'm going to show you how it works. So when you open up your metal die, traditionally we would have had to have cut the shapes out with a scalpel, because what you're looking for is an aperture like this that you can then attach all the paper to the back of the design, and then the design shows on the front. So originally we would have had to have cut this out with a scalpel. So the designs were quite basic, sort of like an apple or a circle, and it's now going to be so much more exciting because of these. So I am talking quite a few years ago that this was done. So what you get with the die is you get the metal die, but you also get this template here, which is going to show you the order in which to lay your papers in. Now I've actually blown this up onto an A4 sheet so that I can then stick my piece of card down so it doesn't move, and I can then layer it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly how to work this particular one. Just remember that although they've given you the template here, you don't have to do that design. You could put your paper however you wanted, and I'm probably going to do mine a little bit larger than they've done, because then it'll be a bit quicker for me to show you how it works. So are you ready to start iris folding? I've got my cutout template here, and I've stuck it down to a photocopy of the original plan. My piece of card is bigger than this, so I photocopied it in order to attach it to my, so I could see where I was going. I've also cut out some pieces of paper, so I've used the mixed paper pad, which has got leaves and flowers on it. So that's that one. And let me just show you what you get in these mixed paper pads. So you've got a whole load of tags and circles and designs, and then you also get the backing paper as well. So this was a really nice one which I thought would work really well with my watering can. Now, a word of warning: when you're cutting out your die, make sure that you cut the die the right way round, because this one I cut the wrong way round, and as you can see I would have ended up with a white front, not the lovely sort of spring green that I wanted. So just be aware of that before you cut them out. And the other thing is that all these pieces that you get, don't throw them away, because you can use them on a card just like this, and so it would make a really nice card as a modern take on a watering can. So you get the look of the watering can, and you could then decorate that with flowers. So that's always worth bearing in mind, that you're getting, you can get 2 cards out of just one cutting out of the die. So I've stuck it down. Now what you're looking for, number 1 obviously, and they suggest that you use finer paper and you fold it, which is fine, but this is slightly thicker paper and I've managed to cut a really nice edge, so I'm not going to fold it. So just bear that in mind if you're using different card or paper as to whether you need to fold it or not, because this is going to be quite tricky and make it quite lumpy if you fold it. So I've got a line here, down here where my 1 is, and I've added some glue around here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my design so it's face down, and I'm just going to lay it down on that line and press it against my glue. So then I'm going to take a different sheet. Now if you wanted to use all the same, that's fine, but I've got a variety of different bits here. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glue, and I'm also going to add it over the bit I've just stuck down. So I'm going to use a leaf effect now because I've just had a rose. So I'm just going to take my next piece, and with the design face down, I'm going to put it across that line where number 2 is. So now I'm going to use number 3. So I'm just going to make sure I've cut my piece of card into smaller pieces. So I think I'm going to use this one next. Yeah. So again, add a little bit more glue to the piece that you've just added. And I'm going to pop that down, making sure it covers up any holes. So that's good. Now number 4 was a little bit thicker, so I've got a thicker piece here. So and I'm going to try and get those little dots there in the middle. So again, I'm going to add a little bit more glue. Now if you wanted to use double-sided sticky tape, that's fine. So I'm going to add that. So you can see that what we're doing is we're building up the design and we're laying everything against these lines here. So that was 4. So now we need to go and find number 5, which happens to be over here. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier, so I might have to go and cut some more pieces. So I'll go and do that, and I will start building it up. So we got 5, 6, 7. Then we need to find 8, which is the handle here. So all you're doing is you're just following the lines round and you're building up the image. So I'm going to go and do that, and I will be back shortly. I just have the final piece to go in the middle, and I've cut this larger piece with a rose in the middle. So I am going to now pop that down. Now the really exciting bit is that halfway through I kind of forgot which order I was putting them all in. So I have no idea what this is going to look like. So once you've got everything in, you can carefully peel it off. Just remember, this is the back. So now you can see the design, and I think maybe this paper was a bit too busy, and maybe it would have been better to have had a patterned plain, but you get the idea of it going round. I think I'm just going to lift that last piece back up and put it the other way round. Because I Pritt sticked it, it's still got a little bit of hasn't quite finished drying yet, so I can pick it off and put it back down. So you can see it hasn't worked too badly, but I definitely think with plain and patterned you would have got the effect better, so you get a solid piece of colour and a pattern piece. But what is brilliant about this is that all those little scraps of paper that you've been saving, this is what you've been saving them for. And now all you need to do now, once you've done this, is to attach it onto a card. Just bear in mind that it's quite raised at this back here, so it's going to be raised a bit more if you folded the pieces. But I think that if you've got a good guillotine, getting a straight cut is really easy. So I think I'm probably going to try one with just plain and patterned and see what happens. I think there's too much pattern on there to then get the full effect, but at least I've made the mistake so that you can now go off and make perfect cards. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this iris folded card, and hopefully you'll make your own, because it is a really enjoyable craft to do. And just bear in mind, you don't have to use paper. I've done it with ribbon, lace, all sorts of pieces of paper, and you can get some really good effects. I've done it with velvet ribbon, and that is really nice, and it's also very tactile, so if you've got somebody who's short-sighted or has difficulty seeing, being able to touch their card will be great, because they'll be able to see what you've actually made for them. So that is iris folding, and I'm so pleased it has come back. Enjoy.